Knockout. Canelo gets the knockout. Canelo gets the knockout within 6-7 rounds.
But Berlanga says he's going for the knockout as well.
Huh?
Berlanga says he's going for the knockout as well.
Sure, and that's why he will get.
Introducing a new belt for him doesn't seem like a better option. Having stated that, I want to retire him. Edgar Berlanga talked about his opinions about boxing today, saying that it is in dire need of a fresh face to bring enthusiasm and vitality.
Like right now, just the sport of boxing needs a new face. You know what I'm saying? They need excitement. They need knockouts. They need somebody that's, that's going to bring that energy into the sport of boxing the way, Floyd did Mike Tyson.
He made reference to the importance of knockouts and showmanship in boxing, comparing the achievements of fighters such as Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. Like Floyd did with Mike Tyson, Berlanga believes that boxing needs a fresh face right now to bring excitement and vitality. Edgar Berlanga expressed his respect for Canelo Alvarez's legendary status, but he is fully focused on the task at hand. He emphasized that even with his admiration for Canelo, they still need to step into the ring and battle it out. I'm not trying to sit here and disrespect them, as he claims, but at the end of the day we have to go in there, fight, and tussle, and we have to.
I'm not trying to sit here and disrespect him or nothing. Like, he a legend, but at the end of the day, we gotta go in there, we gotta fight, and we gotta tussle, and we gotta do what we gotta do, you know what I'm saying? So, like what he said something, he said, oh, every fighter wants a knockout. Yeah, everybody wants a knockout. But are you gonna deliver it or not?
Do what we have to do. You understand what? I mean, when I say that every fighter wants to not go, but the question is, will you deliver it or not? Edgar Berlanga initially thanked Canelo Alvarez for giving him the opportunity to fight, pointing out that Canelo could have easily chosen someone else. He valued Canelo's decision to bring him into the fight despite having other opportunities to earn a lot of money. I'm glad I told him and his team during the press conference that I appreciate Canelo for giving us this opportunity.
Canelo serious. And that's why I say Canelo gets knock him out within 5-6.
Because he could have chosen to avoid me. Berlanga claimed quite brazenly that he thought he was the most deserving recipient of Canelo's belts. Referring to himself as the selected one, he suggested that Canelo required a somebody worthy of such titles. Berlanga went on, he picked me, he chose the chosen one. I feel like he needs somebody to give those belts to, and I'm the perfect guy. The World Boxing Council, or WBC, has announced that the winner will get a
I want to definitely retire him, for sure. That's my goal.
Special Talpas 2 title in the interim. Nevertheless, fans are not happy with this news. Inspired by the traditional Cuera Talipa of Mexico, this limited edition belt will be unveiled by WBC President Mauricio Suon. Supporters, however, have vented their frustration on social media, accusing the WBC of manufacturing an absurd amount of belts. Bernard Hopkins announced his choice for the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga. Hopkins confidently predicted that Canelo will prevail by knockout in 5 or 6 rounds, suggesting that his intensity and concentration would lead to an early and decisive victory. Since Canelo takes his profession seriously, I believe he will be eliminated in Bob's round.
The worst thing he did to Canelo, he energized him to destroy him. Sometimes you just keep your mouth shut and the guy don't beat you up that bad, and it just make you have the fight, give you the career to fight another fight one day. You live to fight another day. Right. That type of mentality that, you heard that before. It's an old saying. He blew that. Canelo took that off the table.
Despite the fact that both fighters are going for knockouts, Hopkins thinks Edgar Berlanga will ultimately lose because Canelo prevails when his opponent acts aggressively. Canelo triumphs. The elimination after 6 minutes of competition, Canelo prevails in the knockout. Huha claims that since he is undoubtedly headed for the knockout, he will be eliminated. Bernard Hopkins went on to restate his forecast, claiming that Edgar Berlanga would lose, and that his only option was to take Canelo Alvarez on head-on. Hopkins said that Berlanga needed to come to the fire. Who would you choose to put down the cash for? Canelo, to be honest. Though I could be mistaken, I don't think anything can go wrong. Bernard Hopkins discussed how Canelo Alvarez's pre-fight preparation may have been Edgar Berlanga's pivotal mistake. Trash Talk explained that even though Canelo is now determined to get revenge on Berlanga, keeping quiet could have avoided a more heated confrontation. Hopkins claimed that Canelo's mindset shifted from only winning to doing serious damage in addition to winning. The worst thing.
He's not thinking about me. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not really thinking about him. Love the guy, respect him to the moon. Great fighter, great bloke. But I want Edgar Berlanga to win the fight. You know, I'm Team Berlanga. And may the best man win September 4th.
The thing he did to Canelo was to give him the energy to destroy him. You know, sometimes you just keep your mouth shut and the guy doesn't beat you up that bad and he just makes you have the fight. The fight gives you the career to fight another fight one day. You know you live the fight another day. That type of mentality that you know you heard that before. Zoe saying he took that off the table in the second part. Hopkins emphasized that Canelo is now driven to cause harm in a way he hadn't initially planned. What was going to be a standard fight has become personal, with Canelo aiming to inflict serious pain. He finished by saying it ain't even personal, he just wants to show him, now see, I was going to just go and beat you up and get my 30 million, but now I'm going to go ahead and make you piss blood anyhow. Now beyond the belt drama, the fight itself additionally. This fight reignites the long-standing rivalry between Puerto Rican and Mexican boxers, something that Susan proudly emphasized. Nevertheless, fans disagree.
That might last 3 rounds. I don't know. I mean, maybe a right overhand or something. But they're trying to use the Puerto Rican-Mexico rivalry. That doesn't. The guy got to be good. The guy got to be someone that like really give him a threat that can fight. You know, that's not a. They're trying to use a rivalry. That's not going to sell it.
Agree over whether the WWE's belt reveal is detracting from the fight itself, even if it is still making a lot of money. Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Matchroom Boxing, stated his enthusiasm for the bout and disclosed that, because to the fight's high-profile, tickets are either completely sold out or nearly so. He also underlined the significance of the rivalry between Mexico and Puerto Rico and the magnitude of the event. Hearn praised Berlanga's dedication, pointing out that he will fight with everything he has and be a serious threat to Canelo. For the massive spectacle between Mexico and Puerto Rico, I believe all of the tickets are either sold out or almost sold out. I'm looking forward to what looks like a fantastic occasion. Edgar taking a step if he tips his toes and goes to the wall in this fight.
Away from the boxing match that nobody asked for, right? And the UFC event that everybody will be watching. Canelo's fighting Berlanga, another snooze fest. They're trying to sell a pay-per-view for $90 at $500 minimum in person. It's just robbery at this point to pay for another lame Canelo fight that always goes the distance against a...
He's going to be a real menace. Eddie Hearn talked about his relationship with Canelo Alvarez and made it clear that helping Edgar Berlanga prepare for their upcoming fight is his top priority, even as they acknowledge their...
Wait to see you next Saturday, buddy. I see that you got the same ab surgery I got. I always knew you wanted to be like me, bro. It will be great to hang out with you face to face. Let's go!
Mutual respect for one another. Hearn described Canelo as a great fighter and a great man in order to show his respect for him. Though I don't give him much thought, I do adore and greatly respect him. I'm on Team Berlanga because Ed Berlanga is a fantastic fighter, therefore I want him to prevail. On September 14th, Eddie Hearn lauded Edgar Berlanga's demeanor and hitting ability, but he also pointed out that there was still work to be done. Hearn believes Berlanga's fighting style and determination make him the perfect opponent for Canelo Alvarez, despite the fact that he acknowledged that Canelo Alvarez is one of the best fighters in the world in terms of power per round. He said, "I like our guy Edgar Berlanga is an extremely skilled fighter with great physical prowess. The fight that will make Virgil Ortiz Jr. a rising star in the boxing world is Edgar Berlanga vs. Ed Canelo Alvarez, who is among the top boxers in the world pound for pound. Ed Canelo Alvarez is entitled to choose his opponents because of Canelo's incredible record and accomplishments. Because Canelo has battled and conquered some of the best fighters in a range of weight classes, Ortiz came to the realization that Canelo had the right to choose who he fought. Furthermore, Ortiz expressed his disapproval of the way the bout is being hyped up by Puerto Rico and Mexico's rivalry. He maintained that both boxers had to be a true threat to one another for the rivalry to mean anything. Ortiz believes that Berlanga may not carry the kind of danger necessary to make this class into extremely thrilling fight that, should Canelo want it, might go to 3 rounds. They're trying to take advantage of the rivalry between Puerto Rico and Mexico, even though it might be a right overhand. The applicant must be powerful and able to pose a serious threat to him in combat in order to do it. They can't try to convince me to buy their stuff if they don't." While this was going on, Edgar Berlanga, who was aware of the controversy surrounding the fight, backed both the fight and Canelo's decision to challenge him on Twitter. Berlanga highlighted Canelo's legendary reputation by asserting that the Mexican champion is free to challenge whomever he pleases. He encouraged them to watch even though the matchup was not well regarded. Canelo is a legend in the boxing world, he could fight anyone he wants, tweeted Berlanga. Everyone should just keep talking and pay attention to the detractors. Edgar Berlanga, full of confidence, has said he will stop Canelo in 6 rounds and has even intimated that he may take the Mexican champion out of the ring. Canelo is a legendary fighter, but we must prevail. With an undefeated 220 record that includes 17 knockouts, Berlanga said he believes the 168-pound boxing division is poised for him to capture the spotlight and carve out his own reputation. Over the weekend of September 14th, which is Mexico's Independence Day celebration, Oscar de la Hoya didn't hold back in slamming the upcoming Canelo Alvarez vs. Edgar